Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bell, the Director of Membership for the Orange County Chamber of Commerce. I hope everyone's enjoying the snow. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to be joined today by Lori Bryceland, who is the president and founder of Victory Hill Therapeutic Horsemanship in Greenville, providing the highest quality equine-assisted activities and therapies in a supportive and inclusive environment. Welcome, Lori.
Hi, Heather. Thank you so much for having me. Very excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. We've had quite a long journey together since the beginning of my tenure at the Chamber. So let's get right into it. We don't have a lot of time, but please, Lori, tell our viewers your story. Bring us how you decided to, in a pandemic of all times, become the founder of Victory Hill. This is exciting.
Yep. So working in the field of equine-assisted activities and therapies was a lifelong dream of mine. I've always had a love of horses. I went to college for teaching, and I was an elementary school teacher for many years, and then I actually segued into veterinary medicine. So I've always been all about kids and animals. So I've had a lot of career changes over the years, but back in 2016, the stars kind of aligned where I could make another career change and actually move into this field. So with a lot of training and hard work, I was able to get certified as a therapeutic riding instructor, followed up by another certification as an equine specialist in mental health and learning. I worked as an entrepreneur for 20 years, so I have a great business background in marketing and business and putting all of that together. And then in 2017, after I got certified, I did get hired as the assistant executive director at Gate Therapeutic Horsemanship in Milford, Pennsylvania. So really got my eyes opened and got a very thorough training there as to the nonprofit world and how it works. Different than private business. So learning the ropes of nonprofit management, which was just a wonderful experience. I loved my job at Gate. I started their Horses for Heroes program there, which services veterans and first responders. And because my heart is really with our veterans and first responders and giving back to them. Long story short, I unfortunately lost my job there because of COVID as a nonprofit, and their funding was cut because of everything happening. They made the difficult decision of needing to eliminate my position. They could no longer afford my salary. So turning lemons into lemonade, as they say. Turning misfortune into opportunity has always been my motto throughout my life. And it was always a dream of mine to have my own program. And I really felt that my years at Gate prepared me very well for that. But I don't think I would have left Gate on my own because I loved my job there. So I just feel like there were other plans for me. So when I did lose my job, I was extremely, kind of picked myself up. I was really heartbroken at first, but picked myself up and said, you know what? We can do this. We can start our own program in Orange County, where I live, in the community I want to service. That's really where my heart is. And in May, we put the papers in for our articles of incorporation. With all the state agencies shut down, I had no idea if anyone was even going to see that application. But it actually happened in record time.
Awesome.
Followed shortly thereafter by our 501c3 application, put in our 1023 for that. And I couldn't believe that within a matter of weeks, we had everything done. The doors just flew open for us. So in the meantime, we recruited over 40 volunteers, our board of directors, and just got everything up and running. And it's been an incredible journey since then.
Well, let's get right to that. Like, what services are you offering? What populations are you serving?
Yeah, so we have a couple of great programs. I'm actually going to read from a list so I don't forget any of them. So first and foremost, we have our therapeutic riding. That's for kids and adults with a broad range of special needs. That could be anything from cognitive to developmental disabilities to TBI to physical disabilities. Therapeutic riding has a whole range of why it is amazing at addressing a huge range of issues and challenges, and a therapeutic activity that builds muscle, builds cognitive function, builds ability to speak. I mean, there's so many things that therapeutic riding helps to develop in any individual. Stress reduction, I could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Equine assisted learning, which is generally done on the ground, not on the horse. So I do like people to understand that you don't have to ride a horse to have a therapeutic activity. Many of our clients choose to work with horses on the ground. And again, I could talk all day about the benefits of equine assisted learning. And that is everything from the developmental disabilities, cognitive disabilities again, but also a huge help with stress release, anxiety, mood control, and all kinds of challenges that equine assisted learning helps the individual with. There's equine facilitated psychotherapy, which we do use a licensed clinical social worker to help, and it's counseling, but with the help of the horse. So it doesn't feel clinical. It doesn't feel like you're there to talk about your feelings. It's done in a completely different manner, and it's very, very effective. We have our Horses for Heroes program that, of course, I had developed at Gate. Now we have it at Victory Hill, and that is to specifically address challenges being faced by our first responders and our veterans. I'm very well immersed in the veteran community. I am a very proud member of the Hudson Valley Veteran Task Force. And that is an incredible group. If anybody wants to know more about what it's like to be on that task force, definitely ask me. I love our task force.
That's actually one of your specialized programs that really spoke to me, because you know that I'm very involved with our veterans as well. And I was just wondering, how are you collaborating with other veterans groups? Are you working with MHA, or, just go into that a little bit as we're going through the program.
Sure. Yep. So as I mentioned, I am a member of the Hudson Valley Veteran Task Force. What that does is it enables me to connect with over 100 different organizations in 6 counties that all work together to service veterans. That is through our Vet to Vet program, which is housed at the MHA. I also work with the MHA on the special needs kids and adults groups as well. But specifically with the veterans, Larry Newman, the chairman of that group, is incredible at connecting people. If you ever need to be connected to any sort of veteran service, reach out to me. I'm going to connect you with Larry, and Larry knows everybody who does anything for veterans. Incredible group, incredible guys. So, and we do work on servicing all the needs of the veterans. So, I like to bring back to my clients, if they need help with anything, if they need help with clothing, housing, a job, help with utilities, help with legal services, help with anything. We're holistic in our services. So we really do try to help them with.
I like that you don't want to just stay in your lane. I really like that you're very helpful in so many other ways. Tell us about the Hope for Healers program.
Yep, Hope for Healers was specifically designed because of the pandemic. We did service nurses and healthcare providers at Gate as well, but it wasn't a formal program. So now that the need has grown so vastly, we have a specific program, Hope for Healers, which is designed for healthcare providers. And that includes mental health care providers, because our mental health care providers are incredibly taxed right now because of the overwhelming demand for mental health care. We have several nurses, other types of healthcare providers that do take advantage of equine therapeutic activities. So the big push right now for mental health providers and regular healthcare providers is self-care. That is something that's talked about over and over and over again in these industries right now, is make sure you're taking care of yourself. So that's what we provide. We provide an opportunity for supported self-care. So when you come and you take a break from everything going on in your life, all the stress, all the anxiety, all the just the things that are really bringing you down that you're seeing all around you, the isolation too. The isolation is a huge problem for a lot of people. We do practice, all the mandates for following the COVID-19 guidelines. We wear masks, we use sanitizer like crazy, everything is clean. We're also outside, we're 6 feet apart. So it's a very safe environment given what's going on. So you can feel pretty comfortable coming to Victory Hill during this pandemic. We're being extremely careful and cautious. But it's an opportunity, like I said, for self-care, for those healthcare workers. So it's very, very important that they take advantage of either our program or something similar so that they're taking care of themselves.
Laura, you
And
have
just,
programs. Let's make sure that we get them all in the amount of time that
yep.
we have. Can you go through the list?
Yep, I'll go. So hippotherapy. Hippotherapy, real quick, Reader's Digest version. It's physical therapy using the horse as an instrument, a therapeutic instrument. So we have a licensed doctor of physical therapy who does hippotherapy with children. It's usually children ages 2 to about 7, depending on the size of the child, because we're manipulating the child on the back of the horse, so they need to be, not too big.
Right.
So we can be doing that, but it's incredibly effective. So that's done with a licensed physical therapist. Also, horsemanship and beginner lessons. So that is for your, if you will, neurotypical children and adults. We do English and Western beginning lessons. And it's a very supportive environment. Most of my clients who come for that purpose love how welcoming and homey and supportive the environment is. A little different than your typical show barn. Vocational training. So for our young adults who are progressing out of high school into or out of college and trying to get out into the real world, maybe they're lacking in some of their vocational skills. So we give them that support. So we have them all kinds. I won't go into a lot of detail because I know we're short on time, but we do vocational training. Not just working at a barn, but there's skills that they can take with them anywhere in life. And of course, moving into the spring, we are going to kick off our team building and corporate leadership training, which I'm very excited about because for 20 years I was a business coach. So my passion at that time was coaching successful entrepreneurs, their teams. So it was team building, it was communication, it was all kinds of things. So again, using the horse as a facilitator so that it's just really fun. Really fun.
I didn't do it with you, but I have been through it when I was with Heineken USA. That was one of the ways that we facilitated a corporate team building. We actually went to a place in Cornwall, I believe it was, and we stayed overnight, and it was like a whole camping environment, and we worked with the horses the first day and the second day, and the team building. And I can't even begin to explain it, but it was an amazing experience that really brought our team dynamics together. So if you're a corporation watching this and you're looking at a way to build the dynamics within your team, this is a phenomenal way that is really out of the box thinking. I mean, we were like, what are we going to do with the horses? But it was, I tell people all the time, it was fabulous. So I would absolutely impress upon you to engage a conversation with Lori about that. You are doing a phenomenal job engaging the entire community. Is there more that you want to share?
I just really want to express my incredible gratitude for my volunteers. And if anyone's looking for a great volunteer opportunity, definitely reach out. We try to make it so much fun to volunteer here. You get to work with clients' horses. If you'd rather office work, there's something for everybody. I owe a debt of gratitude to my board of directors, and I'll just throw it out there that we have 2 open board seats right now, and so we are looking for new board members if that's something anyone out there is interested in. And I have to thank my donors, because without our donors, we wouldn't have a program. So it is very expensive to care for the horses and run an equine therapy program. So we definitely need the support of our community, which has been overwhelming, and I hope it will continue. So I just want to name a little shout out real quick for some of my top donors. We have many, many more than the ones I'm going to mention, but just a very special thank you to the Mike and Erin Martucci Family Foundation. They have been incredibly generous with us. Brian Koplicki from the McGovern and Koplicki team at Keller Williams, Alberta and Frank Tercio, the Community Foundation of Orange and Sullivan, because of their COVID-19 relief fund and their donors who contributed to that fund. So thank you, thank you, thank you, because we have been a recipient of 2 grants from them, and that money has trickled down directly to our participants who could not afford our services without the scholarships that were developed because of those funds. So we do offer scholarships for people who have a financial need. So that's something that's good for those of you watching to know. And Jeff Califf, and last but not least, Rob Bowen from Farmers Insurance. So I owe a huge debt of gratitude to all of our donors. Every single dollar counts, especially right now when we can't hold large events. So any donations are always appreciated. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being with us today, Lori, and we look forward to supporting you in your fundraising efforts in 2021 that we discussed. If anyone is interested in learning more about the service, collaborating as an organization, or engaging for corporate team building, they should contact Lori at the information that's been shared on the screen. And thank you for your support of the Chamber, allowing us to continue to support you in your new efforts. And I look forward to seeing you on virtual speed networking on Wednesday. I saw that you had signed up. And
I sweater. I think I'm not going to sweater.
I thought everybody just put bows on a sweater or something, you know? Just be creative. So, and I also like to tell everybody that we want to thank all of our members, you know, for allowing us to continue to support their businesses and grow their businesses, and to our corporate partners, our ambassadors and our board of directors for their dedication and their commitment to the mission of the Chamber. You should check out our schedule of events on Facebook and the website, orangeny.com. Join us as we introduce you to more of our members. And for our final networking event of the year, which is Wednesday, our virtual speed networking at noon. It is open to non-members as well. You can find it at orangeny.com, and there's a great prize for the ugliest sweater. So I encourage you to sign up. Thank you so much, Lori. Have a great day and enjoy the snow. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.